Yeah, you know, because I don't. You don't know how to like compile two equations together. It's like, no, I don't, because I don't care. I'm 99% confident that I can learn it, because it doesn't seem that complicated, does it? Look, if a 16-year-old can manage it, 33-year-old Simon is going to be able to apply his reasonable-sized brain to this problem. But give young Einstein a break. At the age of 16, he was 2 years younger than all the other applicants on that too. And he smashed it when he returned the following year, still by far the youngest of the applicants and very much head and shoulders above the rest of his age group. Yeah, I failed in my first year of university. I failed quantitative techniques, which is like maths for economics, really badly, because I never went to the lectures, and I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. Showed up to the exam, and I was like, oh god, definitely have to retake this. And then I spent some time studying in the summer, and then I came back and I got a fucking A, because when I apply myself, I can get it done.
Good brains.
So, why do so many people believe that Einstein had a slow start at school? Well, there's one theory which has nothing to do with relativity, but it is almost as interesting. During Einstein's final years at school, the grading system was completely reversed, so that 6 suddenly became the highest possible grade instead of the worst possible grade. It's quite feasible that years later, some bright spark looked back at Einstein's perfect grades without taking this change into account and wrongly assumed that 1 year had come bottom in everything he'd taken. If Einstein did ever display any behavioural problems at school, it was probably more to do with his hatred of the institution rather than any academic failings. According to the biographers, Einstein was never keen on the school's expected mindless obedience and discipline aimed at instilling authoritarian civic virtues. He also hated merging equations together and didn't like trigonometry. That last bit I made up, but I'm with you, Albert. Bulls hate the colour red. Danny, I know this one. I realise I will ask Danny to try and surprise me with facts that, you know, I don't actually know are false, but that's a really doing order these days, because I'm a genius.
Great head.
Bulls hate the colour red. It's widely believed that the reason matadors specifically wave a red cape or maleta at the bull in the ring is because the colour red makes the bull angry. I have a Spanish friend, and he was telling me all about the, matadors, a bullfighting thing. And it's way crazier than you think. Like, I thought they just released this bull in this, pit. There's a dude with a red flag, and in the end he stabs it with, some sort of weird-ass knife. But dude, the crazy thing is, there's this dude called the picador, and they have this bull in this pen. And the picador's job is to stick little knives into the bull to rile him up before he goes out and fights the matador. And I'm like, what? This seems really cruel. I mean, fighting and killing the animal is cruel, but at least when he's in the ring with you, you know, fair game. But if you're sticking little knives in him ahead of time, it's like, what the f, guys? Get together, Spain. Hashtag cancel Simon. Hashtag don't be a racist. In fact, bulls are colourblind, so they're very unlikely to care about the matador's choice of cloth. It's simply the rapid movements of the muleta which are attracting the beast's attention. And there are numerous other reasons why the charging bull is generally having quite a grumpy day, not least the fact that it's being constantly tormented, tortured and stabbed with sharp instruments. It seems that matadors like to keep this myth burning, which is the only reason why they still go with capes that are usually red on one side and either gold or blue on the other side. But it's an odd choice, really. If the bullfighter ever found himself in a spot of bother with the bull, it would be quite difficult for anyone to notice all his red blood violently spurting out onto the cape. On the plus side, after the bullfighter has been buried, the cape could probably be used again after just a quick low temperature washing cycle. Dark. Also, my Spanish friend told me that bullfighters in Spain are like rock stars. And I thought this was really strange, because I feel, I don't know, what traditional English sports, I don't know, what's the English equivalent of bullfighting? We definitely don't have one. But let's just say anything, any randomly specific British sport. No one knows these people. No one cares. But in Spain, they're like rock stars. High earners pay more tax on their total income. Well, that's not on this, is it? Hang on, what does that mean? High earners pay more tax on their total income. It must be percentage-wise. It must mean percentage-wise, because, I don't know, if I make more money, I definitely pay more tax. It's not like, hey, Simon, guess what? You made less money this year, so we're going to tax you more. In fact, you're going to be in debt. Oh, let's find out what the f*** is going on about. Maybe it's one I don't know. To conclude on a very vaguely business-related note, oh yeah, this is supposed to be about business. Welcome to Business Place. Smash that dislike button. Here's something which many of you may think is blindingly obvious, particularly if you're in the highest tax bracket and you know exactly how it works. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I know how this works. I mean, it's not that complicated. It's perhaps not so much a lie, more a misassumption from everyone else, which is sometimes not exactly quashed by those who are complaining about getting taxed at the top whack. Here in the UK, Danny's in the UK, I don't live in the UK, So this isn't my tax system, but I'm familiar with it because my family are British, my friends are British.
I'm British, and that makes me unique. At least I think so when I hear you speak.
Here in the UK, you get pushed into a high tax bracket of 40% when you start earning more than £50,000 a year. This rises to an eye-watering 45% when you start earning more than £150,000 a year. I think it's actually higher than that because you have to pay like national insurance and which I believe isn't it above 50% for the highest earners? I thought it was above 50% if you're over 150,000 a year. But I think I'm getting what Danny's getting at here. Because people have this, maybe they have this misassumption that if you make 151,000 a year, then you're taxed 45% on everything. You're not. You're just taxed 45% on the 1,000 over, and everything else is taxed at 40%, and then below 50, it's taxed at whatever that rate is. People don't know this. I guess they don't. Things don't seem quite so pocket draining in the US, where you can earn up to $510,000 a year, a 35% tax rate. I know plenty of people in the higher tax brackets who view their situations very differently. Some of them are perfectly happy to make a sizable tax contribution from their sky-high salaries. But others like to complain about it. One gripe I've heard more times than I can remember is that people feel as if they're being punished for working hard and moving up the ladder, only to find themselves in a position where nearly half of their total earnings are grabbed by the greedy taxman. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Complaining about taxes is, like, of course, part of life. I've also heard suggestions that some people would be better off if they didn't receive a small pay rise, which would push them into a higher tax bracket, as they would end up taking less money home overall after being squeezed more tightly for tax. No, it's not true, because you're only taxed at a higher rate when you jump for the money that's over the jump. But neither of these suggestions is quite true, because there's one important fact that a lot of people don't seem to grasp. But the higher tax bracket only comes into effect for any money earned over that threshold. In other words, everyone pays exactly the same relatively low tax for the first 50,000 earned here in the UK. It's like 20% or something, right? So when my mate, who earns 60 grand, moans that he's giving 40% of it to the taxman, what he actually means is he's paying exactly the same as everyone else for the first 50 grand of it, and just pays the higher tax on that extra 10 grand. So either your friend is has a complete lack of knowledge about his own finances, or he's lying to you because he's like, oh yeah, no, it's rough. I gotta give 40% away, so overall I'm actually making less than you. So yeah, so you're not, are you? And of course, this marginal tax rate system makes it very unlikely that you'll ever be put in a position where taking a pay rise could leave less money in your own pocket. I believe there is, at least in the UK, because I know people who've complained about this, once you get to a certain point, it's like they also, in the UK, your first like 12 grand or something is tax-free. But I think once you get over a certain, I'm not an accountant, so I don't know anything about this really, but just what I've heard, is that once you get over a certain amount, they start getting rid of that. So if you make like, I don't know, 100 grand, if you make 101 grand, then you lose that 1 grand of your tax-free allowance at the beginning. So I think there is a point where it does not make sense to work unless you can make a bigger leap. So the next time you're offered a pay rise, use it with both hands, and the next time someone in the highest tax bracket starts grumbling about how much tax they fork out, just tell them to quit their jibber-jabber.
No, it's not true. Don't even ask.
Bonus fake facts. It still repeatedly claims that a goldfish has a memory lasting just 30 seconds or even just 3 seconds. In fact, it's long been proven that goldfish have a memory span of at least 3 months, and can even be taught to learn routines and complete underwater obstacle courses. Number 2. I've included this one as a bonus entry because I find it hard to comprehend that anyone would believe this fake fact in the first place. According to a YouGov poll from 2015, over 41% of surveyed Americans believe that humans and dinosaurs coexisted on the planet at the same time. It's all the crazy religious people. Smash that dislike button, but you're idiots. 41%! Just in case there's any doubt about this one, I have a good authority that there was about 60 million years between dinosaur extinction and the rise of mankind. Of course there was.
The Earth is 6,000 years old. Praise be.
It's possible, and even if you think, oh yeah, it was a few years, you at least know it was a few years. It's possible that religion may play a small part in the survey result. Digging deeper into the stats, over 51% of the participants describe themselves as born again, reveals that they believed humans and dinosaurs were happily mooching about together at the same time, and this confusion may have something to do with the fact that the dinosaurs had all their scenes cut out of the Bible.
That's a laser raptor. I thought they went extinct thousands of years ago. What years is?
It's the Viking Age.
That explains the laser raptor.
Either that or Fred Flintstone has a lot to answer for. Number 3. For the final completely fresh bonus fact, it still repeatedly claims that the goldfish memory lasts just 30 seconds or even just 3 seconds. It is long been proven that goldfish have a... It's just a repeat. Because it's a joke about memory. This has been Business Blaze. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. If you didn't, smash that dislike button. And as always, I'll see you next time. Oh. Purchthemerch.co for cocaine.
This isn't what I was designed for, Simon.
Oh, what are you up to, ETA?
I'm stealing your worthless identity. Ah diddly ha ha.
No! We talked about this. Look, don't worry. I've saved you for now. But in the future, if you don't want ETA to hack into your mainframe, you need to get today's sponsor, Surfshark. This video is brought to you by Surfshark. Safety and security online are super important. You can protect yourself from ETA and all those other bastards out there on the internet. Get 85% off and 3 months for free through the link in the description below. Supports the show. More on them in a bit. And welcome to Business Blaze. I am your boy with the blaze. This feels light, Penny. Normally you deliver me like 14 pages, and I'm like, how long am I going to be standing up? This video seems a bit short. It's the fake facts that everyone thinks are true. Part 2. Also, did you like my special effects over there? I definitely didn't throw my laptop across the room. I swapped it out for a book that was sort of the same colour as the laptop. It probably didn't look effective at all, but that's the kind of budget we're working with at Business Blaze. What happens here is there's some bullshit. There's a little bit more bullshit. Danny writes a script, I read the script, add some bullshit, Sam adds some memes, and let's jump into it. Supergirl, She-Hulk, Spider-Woman.